folks, here we go with game number 1 between legendary Snails and the Saunamen. I'm Wasabi1, joined by Mr. Hugh, NS2HD, UWE Strayan. Man,
G'day,
you've got a long title.
Watching on NS2HD. G'day and welcome back to NS2HD. We got legendary Snails versus Saunamen. I'm joined by Wasabi. Wasabi, what's going on at the start of this game on Valve?
All right, we've got a cargo start for the aliens, and they're moving in a pack of 3 up towards Topographical right now, where we've got Ray and Heracles catching it early. 4 Skulk joining them in here. Heracles picking off the first Skulk. The 3rd Skulk jumping in, trying to get a kill, taking them down, Skulk after Skulk, and Ray is back, showing a vengeance.
There were just so many alien bodies in that corridor. I couldn't even count the bodies. We've got Extractor going up in skylights, aliens trying to recover down in cargo, spawning out of their eggs going, what do we do now, guys? What do we do now? Which means no way are they going to get this tunnel up in Nanogrid. And what are we talking about before? Aggression into Nanogrid is so crucial in a Veil game. You need to be taking Nano, especially alien team. It's just, oh man.
So the tunnel got placed but was not connected. You can see there are 3 Skulks, 4 Skulks outside of the room here in Nanogrid as Ray and Dams are just waiting in anticipation of something about to happen. A 5th Skulk now coming in, 1 from behind coming through the vent, and they're jumping on these guys, but look at those rifles go off, and then the deady bones on the floor.
That was really good play by Saunamen. They didn't, they lost the initial engagement. They didn't freak out there. They stayed tight. It was good teamwork. They paused before Nanogrid. They thought, okay, wait, go. In a pub game, what you see is just Skulks streaming in 1 by 1 and dying. And those Marines had the distance and Kinyo in the vent with a kill on Llama. He must be a happy camper right now.
And he almost was able to take off Nate there. We can see the aliens have chosen to go with wow, it's just going to be one of those days. They're going for spurs at the beginning here, so they're going for more of the speed and adrenaline side of things to start off this game on Veil. It does look like they've taken back Nanogrid as Lolnik is in here with the place tunnel, still not connected back at the Hive, but both these harvesters are about to go online, and infestation's been spread down to Pipeline.
Nice play from the aliens to get Nanogrid back up. Marines probably pretty happy they delayed that double res flow by 60, 70 seconds. Skulk pack coming into East Junction. Again, Saunamen with a great pack play, waiting for the opportune moment, moving in when optimal to take down those Marines as a pack. That's what you've got to do as aliens. You've got to move in a pack.
And a nice move by Saunamen to pull the Gorge into that play as well, healing those Skulks as the shots were coming out of the rifles. It's a good team play.
And what do you think?
Lots of mines.
Lots of mines. In your pub games, guys, remember to research mines. I was commanding a game just before this. I forgot my mines until about 10 minutes. It's so frustrating to not be able to defend with mines. They are so effective. Looking to a pipeline second Hive, I'd say. We've got a Drifter building up the Harvester there. And other than that,
it's really just kind of a res game right now.
Yep, we've got 4 res up on the Marine side. And 3 on the alien side with the 4th on the way. If they can hold Nano, the res flow that you get out of Nano, it makes me very excited, Wasabi.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Marines are holding 4 extractors of their own. Little pressure from the aliens because the aliens have been playing more defensive of Nano. You can see here that Heracles and Dams are parasited. Ray is not. Now he is. So it's 3 Marines all parasited. They have total vision of where these guys are. But over in sub, you've got a guy working on getting power up to get res in there as well. So it looks like the play is going to be for Nanogrid.
Well, and a lot of play does come down to Nanogrid and Veil. There's two opportunities to arc Nano from outside the room. You can arc it from West Junction. You can arc it from East Junction. Funnily enough, great nomenclature there. So we could see that out of the Snails. They could just knock down this res. And if you do knock down that res, it's very difficult for the aliens to hold 2 hives.
You can see the Lurk is out now, Llama. Big help to those Skulks over there in Y Junction. Gorge coming out healing as well. The Lurk did take a lot of damage, but was able to retreat from that battle as the last Marine went down. Marines now moving up to 5 extractors. They've got good income. They've got Armor 1 researching right now and shotguns. And the aliens are up to 4 harvesters with 2 Lurks as Natego's Lurk as well.
Cleanup in subsector from the aliens. Extractor is going to go down for sure. May get recycled. We have Kinyo trying to save, but a lurk. Nice timing by Nate. He's going to come in and stop that. I'd say this extractor's going to go down for sure. But that was always a little bit of a stretch for the Marine team, so they shouldn't be too uncomfortable with losing subsector yet. Of course, having the phase down there with the extra res would have been fantastic, but it's not a terrible loss for them at the moment.
Yeah, so a win and sub is good for them. They're going to quickly try to get another Harvester up and running in there. Llama coming into C12, catching Ray from behind. You can bet he wasn't happy about that. Heracles trying to put some shots into Llama. Dam's coming in to get the flank on Llama. Heracles taking lots of damage from the spikes, and that lurk just barely gets out.
Man, Llama came so close. Now, Wasabi, I'm having a bit of a seniors moment. I can't remember what hotkey is to get into first-person mode again because I haven't cast in weeks.
Well, you're not having a senior moment because, unfortunately, first-person mode is disabled at the moment as there are strange lag problems.
Yeah. Fair call.
So look at this. Double lurk, Skulk, and Gorge in C12, and they are playing super aggressive for the res on this map as they're now expanding to C12. You got Ray coming through the vent here. And look at those clocks going to block the vent before Ray could come through. Oh, but lurk down.
Oh my goodness.
Llama gets hit with a mine.
These Marines coming through the vent is hilarious. I love the clog play. Heracles is going to make it through. He's coming through with a shotgun.
That was awesome.
He's dead. He's so dead, man. He's so dead. So, the fight really happening. C12 up in the northeast and Overlook / subsector in the southwest. So the two sort of combat zones in this game at the moment. Marines looking pretty good in the southwest. That extractor is back up and is sitting pretty. So the Marines currently sitting on 4 with 2 under construction. The aliens on 4.
Yeah, the Marines doing a clear out in pipeline. That's good. But look how quickly those double Skulk and lurk back take out C12, making their way down here to the neck. Lulnik coming through the vent, tries to get some bites to take dams down, is not successful. Another Skulk able to take him out. Heracles with a shotgun in hand, though, pushes everybody else out of the room.
Note the way Nate was just so careful around Heracles with that shotgun, not getting in close where Heracles might be able to pull the twitch shot and just take him out in 1 or 2 hits. Often when I'm playing Lurk, I just get caught by that because obviously I'm not as good a player as these guys, and as a pub player, be careful of that. When you see an enemy Marine has a shotgun and you're lurking, don't assume that just because you're an expensive life form you can go toe-to-toe at close range. You really can't. If that Marine's got some skills, they're going to twitch shot you and it's going to be really painful.
Yeah, weapons 1 up for those shotguns now, and the Marines really seem to be pushing back. They're doing a good job of stopping that further infestation flow from coming out, but with the aliens still on 4 harvesters, that means we're going to be ready for fades right about now, as Nitsi is at 42 res.
What do the Marines have to counter this at the moment? They have shotguns out, they have weapons level 1, they have armor level 1. That's a bit of damage to do to a fade. Another tip for pub players, and I'm continuing this trend in this match, is remember your shotgun research, because if you don't get your shotguns out and there's fades on the field, it's so hard to fight fades with rifles.
Yeah, lots of lurks, spiking and biting coming in. Easy cleanup for Tane as fade. And now pressure on topographical. Lulnik taking down that 6th Marine extractor. They were able to save pipeline, but it looks like Heracles is just kind of chilling in between the dome and C12.
Love the pressure that Kinyo and Whiff are putting on Nanogrid. They're just being so cautious. They're creeping around, not letting the aliens hear where they are. They're backing off when they realize they're outnumbered. Just very clever play. Looks like they might be waiting for the phase gate in system waypointing. Always a very dangerous phase gate spot for an alien team to deal with.
Great hit there by Llama to take down Heracles with his shotgun, and that might be hard to recover unless dams can get down there. Pressure over in system waypointing, like Hugh was saying, as you've got double fades with the Skulk on the ground to try to get in those last bites as Wilf goes down. So they've saved Nanogrid yet again, and still 4 res nodes coming in. That means that they could potentially have that Onos, sooner rather than later. But it looks like right now the closest person is going to be Lulnik. Oh, and the Hive dropped with dams right there. Luckily, Tane is here as fade to keep some damage and defense. But there are 2 Marines quickly headed to back up dams.
And I feel like this pipeline harvester has been just that little bit of extra res flow that has allowed the aliens to keep, I wouldn't say an upper hand, but they just feel good at the moment. It feels good to be an alien at the moment, I think. The Marines with 5 extractors, yes, that's great, but aliens, they don't need as many harvesters to keep up with the marine res flow, and so I think it's a good situation for them. And having the hive drop now, they're going to be pretty happy. Darm's on his own. I don't think he's going to be able to kill it before the aliens react.
Yeah, they're going to send a Fade and a Lurk over there. He's going to be able to do some damage, but yeah, I think he's not going to take that down.
Oh man, they left it a little close, didn't they? 20%, and the drift is dead. But there is a crack, but it's just going to get healed up.
Pressure over on the left side as the Marines are still trying to keep that 6 RTs up. That's going to mean a lot of personal res flowing in, but great income for the commander to continue meting and researching. You can see Phase Tech has been researched now, and Phase Tech's Phase Gate seems to be what Snails needs to keep their momentum going.
If I was the Marine team, I would love to have a Phase Gate and system waypointing right now. I'd be such a happy little camper to have that mobility to get down to the south west corner of the map. And right now, the Marines are having a mobility problem. These Fades and Lurks are so mobile, and we saw the Skulks do have celerity options. I mean, the alien team has gone Spurs from the start of the game, and that means that it's very hard for the Marines to get down into subsector and hold it, because the aliens can reinforce so much faster than the Marines can.
And there we go, the Phase Gate being dropped here in East Junction. And you can almost bet that there's going to be a robo play sometime soon to start arcing out Nano and taking those aliens down a couple notches. They got quite a bit of stuff built up in here. A couple whips, Crag, Harvesters. But no, look, they're pushing into Nano without the robo and only Nate in here to defend.
Interesting, they saw an opportunity here and they have seized on it to do a little bit of damage. But if they are killed and the aliens find the Phase Gate, then that phase could be in a little bit of trouble. So perhaps a stretch here. We'll see if they can hold it. Those shotguns are going to make it very difficult for the Fades to approach head on. They are retreating.
But look at that play by Saunamen. The commander actually moves in more whips, utilizing the shift. Oh, that was a great play. Bringing those whips in to do more damage, offensive damage, towards the Marines so that they could pick off the shotguns even easier. Great play.
And no, I was looking at these whips in the alien hive, going, "What's going on here?" They were grown up near the shift in cargo, and I thought, "What's going on here?" Of course, I didn't realize that all along the alien commander was planning to drop those in via Echo. And it's very impressive.
Lots of fighting going on over here in East Junction. Still lots of stuff happening in Nanogrid as well. There's nutrient mist all over the place trying to mature everything in this room. And these Marines, at some point, we talked about the robo a little bit earlier. He's got the income to do the robo, and it might be the right move here because you move in with those shotguns and all that P-res you were building up doesn't mean much of anything if it just disappears every time you have to buy a shotgun.
Absolutely. I'm keen to see the alien defense of this arc play, though. The arcs are going to force an alien move. They're not going to be able to just sit in nanogrid healing things. You can't out-heal an arc salvo. So I am excited to see the eventual fight that the Marine team is about to force upon the aliens.
The pipeline hive is finished. What evolution path is he going to choose on that? Will it be the Netrunner game, or will it be... We don't know yet. We still don't know.
Did you hear the Netrunner in the background?
Only when they got loud there. It was fine.
Oh,
okay, so Arc Robotics Factory is researching right now, so those arcs are going to start coming out. 2 or 3 right there. Should be able to clear that room pretty quick. But look at the infestation all over this map right now. I mean, the aliens are doing a pretty good job of holding res still and defending what they've got. But double shotgun Marines. Look how quickly they're taking down that Harvester down in Pipeline. Heracles and Kingo coming in. They realize this hive is unprotected, and they're going to try to do some damage.
Heracles and Kingo are now dealing with double Fade and a Skulk, but fighting back very effectively. Med packs coming down from the commander, and they are pretty happy. They are backing out wise. Often, again, the difference between pub players and competitive players is often their ability to recognize when it's appropriate to retreat and to execute on that retreat. And obviously, it didn't work out there for Heracles and Kingo, but competitive players know when to retreat, and that's something you can take into your pub play, is think about when it's a good idea to not continue the fight. And the arcs have started their bombardment, or one arc.
Yeah, you can see that the arc is doing damage to a few of the structures in here. I would guess that the commander's probably going to... Yeah, look at this. He's moving all these whips and crag and everything to the other side of the room out of the range of the arc's splash damage.
Boom. And here comes that alien attack, which was necessary. It's a little bit...
He totally went shade!
Wow.
And look at that, he's using the ink in order to delay the amount of damage being done by the arcs as it masks the structures in Nano, Hugh.
That's pretty cool. But there's no Marine... and what's also pretty cool for the alien team is not only are they doing that inking, but the Marines are... There's not a lot of them in East Junction at the moment. The aliens are getting in there, they're actually doing some damage to the arcs. Well, as soon as I say that, they managed to push them out, so rubbish commentary.
But look at it, yeah, that phase gate got really low. They were able to come back in and defend it, so that's a good play for them. But that ink has really kind of put a damper on this whole fight here, because they've saved that harvester for another minute, you know, with the inking that's going on, and he's timing it at just the right times, you know, to stop this. Infestation is now covering the entire south of the map, and the Marines are down to 3 RTs.
Not good for the Marine team at the moment. If they can nail Nanogrid and then move on somewhere, yes, potentially there could be further damage done to the alien team. But as Wasabi says, the aliens just got so much infestation. They've got so many harvesters up. Even if they lose Nano, they're just not looking too bad. Oh, it's got to fade down.
Yeah, Needsy was lost somewhere on the map. I'm not seeing exactly where that was, but we are down a fade. But not to worry, because Nate and Llama have enough, as well as Lul Nick. I'm guessing that they're going to have Lul Nick hold to go Onos, and Llama will probably go Fade. And they'll be right back up to 2 Fades. Or not. Maybe they could all hold and just go 3 Onos. They're sitting in a comfortable position right now because they've got those harvesters up across the map at 4 right now, 5th one growing. It's probably going to go down there over an overlook. These Marines just really want Nano, and I think they think that this is their start to being able to push back.
I do feel like the alien defense right now is lacking focus. The aliens kind of scattered all over the map. Not sure what Saunamen is up to, but that could be the strategy. They could be saying, okay, we're just going to force Ray and Darms to spend all their time killing stuff in Nano while we do other things on the map. I don't know, but I do feel like there's a certain lack of focus to the aliens right now.
All right, so Nanogrid is clear, and they're going to start building up power. That's going to give them 2 more extractors, which is going to take them up to 6. And you've got Wilf making his way down the left side of the map, trying to clean up. He took out Overlook, built an extractor there. But the aliens are still sitting on 3 harvesters themselves, potentially a 4th in C12 if they can clear it. The Arcs are going to start making their way over to Pipeline.
Heracles biting off a little more than he can chew right now. He's getting attacked by 3 Skulks and a Lurk. But that was a great little attack by Saunamen to take down that extractor in Skylights quickly. And if they can break out to the rest of the map quickly, they shouldn't suffer any losses because of it. But it's nice to see those little jabs into Marine territory. Take an extractor, get out.
Llama working on the extractor over an Overlook. Nate coming over to help as well. The Arc's being pulled back over to East. And yeah, you know, I think this is kind of the time where Snails need to get more aggressive. They need to take advantage of this because we are so close to another, you know, life form pop in this situation as Lul Nick is at 58.
Could see the Onos soon, although remember the Onos has got to have, what is it, 8 res per upgrade, so that comes to 76, so he's a long way from being a fully effective Onos, or fully taking advantage of all the upgrades available to him.
But at the same time, you know, you've got Enzyme from the commander right now, and if you take out this phase gate, that puts the Marines in a seriously bad position since they don't have cat packs to get themselves back to location. I mean, after that phase gate gets taken down, the chance of Nanogrid going down is pretty high.
Yeah, definitely. Without that phase, I'd say Nanogrid is pretty much screwed because we come back to that mobility issue. The Marines just cannot, they can't hold territory unless they have that mobility. But Saunamen making a big play for Nanogrid right now, just shutting down the power, and damn, that stopped the res flow. It's gone.
Yeah,
no res flow.
Exactly like Hugh said, we don't need no Onos. We just bite the power.
Yeah. And it's such a simple little play to make, and now some Marine's got to stand there with a welder, take a lot of time to get it back up. That Marine could be fighting somewhere else on the map.
We
Opportunity
do
cost.
have a Skulk on the Arms Lab up in control. Rios out of the command station, which means no medding, and this is a perfect opportunity for the rest of the aliens to jump in and do some damage, but it doesn't look like the timing worked out that way.
I think Saunamen are feeling pretty good right now. I think this is starting to look like an alien game. Nice pressure though. What did I miss?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Lurk went down right there outside of East Junction. Go ahead, Hugh.
Well, as soon as I say that, though, seeing the southwestern side of the map starting to look blue again, we're starting to see lots of extractors up, quick caps, and new phase and system waypointing. So I take it back. If Nano Grid is not lost, it's just in trouble at the moment. And now we have a phase gate triangle, system waypointing East Junction. And remember, these competitive players can move between phase gates very, very quickly. So once it's up, you can expect them to exert map control in a radius around that phase gate.
I'm going to totally agree with you and disagree with you at the same time, in the sense that I agree that, yes, they're taking more map control, but I disagree in the fact that it's going to help them, because we are literally about to see 3 Onos pop. Even without upgrades, 3 Onos popping is going to be a seriously bad situation. If one of these other players or Skulks chooses to go Lurk or gets a Lurk egg dropped, then that's an even worse situation, because with Lurk upgrades, they have enough biomass to get the Umbra going.
And do you think that the aliens will choose to do a triple Onos pop? That's such a heavy Onos play.
I think especially because they just started researching Lurk upgrades, they are exactly going for that play. They're going to go multiple Onos and Umbra. Whether it's 3 or 2, I mean, that'll really wait to be seen, but I think that's exactly what we're going to see. The Umbra is so powerful, and then you can do so much damage with those Onos. Why not?
And we do have one Onos right now in the form of Llama just smashing down an extractor. And we could have our first Onos Marine engagement very soon with Darms. Llama and Darms are about to face off. You could tell that Llama is just listening for those Marine footsteps, reacting as soon as Darms was in the corridor nearby.
Skulk's trying to do some damage. They're taking down the Mac, which is a great thing too, because Marine Commander can start relying on the Mac to build power and repair items or build items, and allowing his Marines to push out and do more pressure. Llama trying to decide whether or not to engage Dams and King Yo here. He's going to go ahead and pull back, which I think is the right move.
For sure.
Oh, but Heracles working with Dams and King Yo. They're trying to block the exit path. If Dams and King Yo can get him low enough, I think they're hoping that Heracles will pick him off from the dome side.
Maybe. We're about to see double Onos come down on Kingo and D. I love the arc play though. I love this mobile arc play. Too bad those arcs are now going to get totally rolled by these Oni. Maybe not, they're just going to go straight for the phase.
Right.
No enzyme nearby, but still going to drop very, very quickly.
Yeah, with pretty much rifles in hands to defend, they're in a good position here to go straight for that phase. Don't worry about the Marine coming through. You got the Fade to take care of him. And again, that puts them in a bad mobility spot. Yes, they have the waypointing gate, but, you know, this is a tough situation. The Marines are not giving up, though. This is the Snails. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? Going for weapons 3. Cat Pack's researching. He's got 7 extractors up and running. So res flow is back on track for the Marines. But the aliens have to capitalize with these double Onos, soon to be Tronos. And where is that Lurk?
Yeah, this game is the Marines have really swung back here. You can have all the Onos that you like, but you know, if you've got IPs and rifles and level 3 weapons and all the other tech that's coming with 7 extractors, those Oni aren't some sort of magical key in the lock. And this could very well turn into a Marine win quite quickly here, unless the aliens do something about this huge res flow and pretty dominant map control that you can see here. I mean, it's deceptive. You look at the minimap and you feel like if the Marines hold the middle of the map, the aliens can kind of shuttle between cargo and pipeline freely, but they honestly can't. If the Marines are holding the center of the map, it becomes very difficult to hold the center point between those 2 hives. Ever
wonder what it's like to be in a closet and have 3 elephants run in? Well, that's how Heracles just felt in Nanogrid.
And I see some Phantom Onos play as well. That's interesting. It could occasionally... That Phantom is just... Oh, man, that was such a funny Onos position.
Well, the new hallucination changes. I mean, I think that's a good point, Hugh, is that using those Phantoms to come out, the hallucinated Onos or other life forms, it distracts the Marine player as to what is the true player and what do I point to? You know, what do I shoot at? And they absorb a lot of damage, too.
And you know, what if one of them gets killed? Did I kill the real Onos? Or, you know, do I call out to my team Onos down? And that's such crucial information. Oh, I just got confused by a Phantom there for a minute. I was like, oh, no one else is going to go down. Of course it went down. That's just silly. Yeah, very cool Phantom play at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like these Onos aren't being super effective, though. Haha. But, you know, I mean, like, I feel like they need to be focusing on something other than Nanogrid. The Lurk is up, Nietzsche is up, but where is that Umbra when we need it?
Yeah.
Oh, that
The Onos upgrades are completed, so we can see Bone Shield out, which is nice. I love me a bit of Bone Shield. Nothing more satisfying than seeing a Marine just unload an entire magazine into you and you just walk it off.
It looks like one Onos was going to try to make a play for control, but Dams was there to defend, plus the mines going off alerted them to that happening. Tane taking a lot of damage here in East Junction. They've stopped the Marines there. Look at all this.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
We have an Onos charge here, but there is an armory wall, and remember these level 3 weapons just do so much damage. The level 3 rifles especially, but the Oni charge looks like it's going somewhere else now. I mean, instead of a Skulk pack, we've got an Onos pack here. But look at, I mean, their health is just melting away.
Right. I mean, they don't have their upgrades yet. They've got 7 res. I mean, some of them can start grabbing their upgrades, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But they don't have carapace. So, you know, that could come back to bite them a little bit, not having that extra armor.
Oh, definitely. I mean, level 3 rifles against an Onos is so surprisingly effective if you can sustain fire on the Onos. And that can be easy for 2 reasons. 1, the Onos is a very large target, it's very hard to miss. And 2, because Oni tend to overcommit. Amateur Oni tend to overcommit. Competitive Oni, not so much. But in pub games you're playing, don't be scared of going 2 up against an Onos and just unloading level 3 rifles into it. It will suffer.
What I'd like to see them do right now, because there's the double armory block in Nanogrid, is go for this gate in system waypointing. Because this is a harder to defend gate. They're going to have to use the gate to get out of Nano. Look at this. They're going to take this down, which essentially traps the Marines in Nanogrid. The aliens don't have to bum rush this. The Marines are stuck in that room. If they come out, you've got all these Onos defending. I mean, this is your opportunity now to go around the map and start taking out res.
Yeah, and using those Phantoms to distract the Marines just for a couple of extra seconds, delay the point at which the Marines move out of Nanogrid, start hunting that Onos pack. And that Onos pack is actually split right now. One Onos moving into topographical, do some damage up there. Very back and forth game at the moment. This is, I mean, we are at 27 minutes, 10 seconds, still no clear leader in this match. It has gone back and forth so many times. I could have called it 10 times now, and I would have been wrong every time.
And Tane is just seriously owning his fade, but unfortunately King Yo whips around with the pistol and says, I don't think so. And down goes the fade. Of course, Tane has 55 res, so who knows? We could see a Quadronos.
A Quadronos, we could. That would be quite intense. And if the Lurk is dropping the Umbra, that's going to be quite a difficult situation for any Marine team to deal with for that initial combat. But, I mean, the Oni, they are very mobile. They can't control the whole map, and if they are staying as a pack as they are now, so that they're survivable, so that they can win each engagement or at least retreat.
Yeah, they've got to be careful though, right? I mean,
Oh, Lolnik. Yeah, good bone shield.
Good bone shield. Bone wall.
I mean, even if Lolnik thought he could win that, the commander knew that he was in trouble.
Tane's going to go fade again. I think that's a wise decision based on how well he's been doing. But this Lurk, the Lurk has to be out there and really providing that Umbra to those Onos, because without the carapace, they need all the help they can get to stay in those engagements and win.
And you might have just noticed it went quite in the opposite. The whole Netrunner tournament just like packed up and moved somewhere. I don't know if I scared them off or I was being too loud to them. I don't know, but you guys will have nice silence on my microphone now, except for my voice. I can't do anything about that, though. I'm sorry. I try to stop talking, and the garbage just continues to flow. Oh, fade down again! Oh, no!
Tane almost instantly goes down. The cat pack's coming down. Look at these Marines hauling butt. Bonewall to the rescue yet again. Wow.
And Llama getting chased as well, and he's about to run down a very long corridor. Oh boy, I mean, anytime you see multiple Oni running for their lives, you know that a Marine team is doing something right. And that's what's going on here.
Gorge Tunnel in Overlook, not connected yet. I think they're waiting for the right play. Nietzsche's actually going to go Skulk so he can get back to the Hive, and it looks like they might be looking for a play to get around the Marines and go for maybe the base kill.
Oh, Onos down.
Oh,
Matei is down. Oh, the aliens are losing life forms now. I think they're in trouble because the total value of their available... A llama is about to run down a very long corridor. The pistols could do a huge amount of damage. He does survive, but now Ray is chasing. He's using Bone Shield. He is desperate right now. He needs assistance. Oh my goodness, now Heracles, the Skulk Pack saving llama. But at this point, the total available offensive power and defensive power for the alien team has dropped significantly, and that power just cannot be applied in a lot of parts of the map. So, difficult situation for the aliens now. They control it looks like they control a lot of map. They've got infestation in a lot of places, but in reality, their map control not so strong now.
So the Gorge tunnel's up. He's putting a shade down, but King Yo has already seen it. It was placed a little too close to that power node and overlook. So that means they're going to be able to take this down. And that's unfortunate because I think that was really the ace in the hole for the aliens to try to finish this off.
I just can't look at Gorge tunnels and take them seriously. Neetsu pops through, and now Kinyo fighting him. Oh, Neetsu down! Ray caught him. Life form after life form, and now Llama could be trapped here. He is trapped, and no matter where he goes, he has to run through the marine line. There are phase gates, the scanner's gone down. I think this is the end of Llama. The marine team is going to position to trap him. They know he's there, and they know he can't get out.
Lolnick doing what he can, too, to, provide some distraction. Llama saying, if I'm stuck, I'm going for it.
Llama
Making his...
screwed.
He's going to try to go around. He's going to go through Marine Start, which I think is a big mistake. Those rifles,
dead.
level 3, and Catpex if they needed them. Yeah, that Onos gone.
Oh, poor Widow Onos. But honestly, guys, we called that death right back in Overlook, and that is indicative of just how important positioning is in Natural Selection 2. That Onos didn't die in Control, that Onos died in Overlook. So think about your positioning at all times. Where am I as an Onos? Can I escape if I'm approached by 2 Marines with level 3 rifles? Positioning, positioning, positioning.
Yeah, they're working on the power over here in Topo. They've taken out Sub. They've definitely put the Marines back on their back foot as far as income goes. But, they've got to hold these life forms. And 3 shotguns. Oh my god!
Way overcommitted, dead. Oh wow, that's every Onos dead.
No.
It's just skulks now, and honestly, it doesn't matter how much pressure these aliens are applying to Skylights, because you have to consider the total amount of power that either team can apply anywhere on the map right now. Right now, the Marines can apply a lot of force on this map wherever they want. They've got resources. They can buy weapons. They can move where they want to with the phase gates. The aliens, on the other hand, have only got skulks. And we're seeing right now the effect of that in pipeline as the Marines start to damage alien infrastructure, resources, RT's going down, Harvester going down.
Yeah, and not just that, but the aliens can't hold any RTs either. They only had the 2 up. They just lost the 1 at their second hive. The ink is going off, but they're still doing damage to all these structures in this room. There's nobody to defend. There's a little bit of pressure happening up in Marine Start, but nothing too amazing. You got a couple skulks waiting. They're in a bad position here because they're going to lose this hive. But look what's happening up in Control.
Oh, wow. Skulk Rush. Skulk Rush. We've got a couple of Marines going down. And they run. I love it. I love it. I love the split. As they hurt, they're like, oh, guys, we've got to go. The cops are coming. And they're out. It's just so, it's so good.
Both those phase gates up, though, are going to allow them to get right back on the map. The one big benefit, though, of course, is they saved Pipeline. Only a little bit of damage done to Pipeline, a couple structures lost. But again, only on 1 res node. It's going to be a tough situation to come back when you don't have any life forms coming up anytime soon.
Yeah. And maybe if they saw some fades out, they could continue this fight. But no fades, nothing. Legendary Snails are not ones to choke. And I think that's the only way, realistically, that... Oh, look at Kingo's shooting. The guy's just a demon. So accurate.
Yeah, you can tell that Snails is definitely warmed up and ready now, because every time they come out, they just go crazy with those shots. And now they're just eliminating everything.
So, pressure in the alien hives, you can see now that the fight has moved from being a roving fight sort of in the middle of the map to fights happening on alien territory in the alien hives. And that is indicative of Marine advantage.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, beyond, forcing beacons over and over again while you have a Skulk or even a Gorge with a Bile Bomb, working on some of those phase gates or nanogrid. There's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do in this situation.
And now the alien structure's sort of shifting around uncomfortably as they get shot. These Marines now inside the alien hive quite comfortably and starting to do some serious damage. And they are taking out Veils, and that is going to reduce the effectivity upgrades, which again reduces the total amount of force this alien team is able to project. And so we've got no life forms, we're losing upgrades, we're losing harvesters. The writing is on the wall, and a comeback from this situation will be nigh on impossible. And the Saunamen are no doubt thinking about that probability in their minds right now as they consider the GG.
Yeah, the jetpacks are researching now. Obviously, the aliens don't know that, but they have to expect that with as much income as the Marines have probably got, they've got to be going for that prototype lab at this point. And, now put the jetpacks in hand, especially down here in cargo, and all you got is Skulks without Leap because there's no Skulk upgrades researched. That's a problem.
Yeah, jetpacks just have so much fun in cargo. It's such a playground for jetpackers. It's very difficult to defend with Skulks without Leap. We've all been there, we've all been that Skulk, tapping spacebar, trying to wall jump up to a Marine that's just flying around in a big room, and it is the most frustrating, horrible thing to have to deal with. And that the clock is ticking on that for the alien team right now.
Yeah, these upgrades going down, 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 down. 3 Marines now in the main hive and cargo, eliminating every single upgrade. Skulk upgrades, I do apologize. Skulk upgrades are researched. I didn't see that. And, that's my own misgivings as a caster. I'm horrible. I apologize. I'll write a letter to all of you. And there's the GG from Saunamen. So Snails takes round number 1 after 36 minutes and 38 seconds against the Saunamen.
It was a good fight. I mean, this game went back and forth. The legendary Snails, they started rolling out the epic kill train at about, I'd say, 20